Welcome everyone to a new episode of Reminiscing Bollywood Classics. There are some movies or songs which are very personal to you for a variety of reasons. Maybe because you have some personal memory attached to it, like, for example, the person you saw the movie with, or the place you were in when you saw the film, or the circumstances you were in when you first saw the film. Today's film is very special because it has a personal, heart-touching story attached to it, which I'll discuss at the end of the episode. The film I'm talking about is the 1963 classic Dil Ek Mandir. The film was a remake of Tamil film Ninjal or Alayam. My apologies if my pronunciation was not right. Both films were directed by Mr. C.V. Sridhar, who was a prolific filmmaker. Dil Ek Mandir is the story of Ram, played by Mr. Rajkumar, and Sita, played by Meena Kumari ji. Ram is afflicted with cancer, and his diagnosis does not look good. Unbeknownst to Sita, she admits Ram in a hospital, where the head doctor is Dr. Dharmesh, played by Mr. Rajendra Kumar. Sita and Dr. Dharmesh were college sweethearts, and when Dharmesh goes abroad for higher studies, circumstances, which are revealed later, force Sita to marry Ram. Dr. Dharmesh is still reeling from the heartbreak, and only one question haunts him. Why did Sita leave him and marry Ram? Sita is completely devoted to Ram, and for her, only the well-being of Ram matters. She's stuck in a dilemma now. She feels Dr. Dharmesh won't treat Ram with his heart and soul, and maybe try to take revenge on her for breaking his heart. Dharmesh wants his answer. Sita wants Dharmesh to treat Ram without considering the torrid affair. And then there is poor Ram, who is on his deathbed. How would he react when he comes to know of Sita's past with Dharmesh? It is a touching, mature tale of sacrifice, honor, and love in its purest form. Most of the film scenes are shot on a single hospital set, and it took just 4 weeks to shoot the entire film. The interactions of the patients with each other, be it Mr. Philippe or the delinquent kid Uma, lend an air of authenticity to the proceedings and also help you be part of Ram and Sita's story. The film has 3 fantastic actors, and they are enough to pull off this complex emotional story. However, the dialogues by Mr. Arjun Dev brings these characters to life. The dialogues are thought-provoking, philosophical, and give you an insight into these characters as humans. In a powerful scene, Dharmesh tells Ram, "ये तुम थे, कह दिया तुमने, और ये हम थे, सुन लिया हमने." I won't reveal the circumstances in which this dialogue is said because it will reveal an important plot point. Mr. Arjun Dev won the award for the best dialogues at the 11th Filmfare Awards. Now for the icing on the cake, which is the music of the film by Mr. Shankar Jaikishan. Each and every song suits the situation, be it the romantic "Tum Sabko Chhodkar Aa Jao" and the soothing voice of Mohammad Rafi, or the heartbreaking "Yaad Na Jaaye Beete Dino Ki," again sung by Rafi Saab. The lyrics of this film are top-notch. हम तेरे प्यार में सारा आलम खो बैठे हैं, तुम कहते हो कि ऐसे प्यार को भूल जाओ. This song, written by Mr. Hasrat Jaipuri, is a spiritual classic, I feel. Then there is the gut-wrenching Ruk Ja Raat, Thehr Ja Re Chanda by Shailendra Saab, where Sita is pleading for the night to stand still, because this is most probably her last night with her husband. Just listen to this title track, Dil Ek Mandir, with your eyes closed, and you'll be forgiven for thinking that it is Lata Mangeshkar singing. It is the mellifluous voice of Kalyanpur, and this is hands down the best song in the whole soundtrack. Mr. Rajendra Kumar as the morally upright Dharmesh gives a convincing performance, and you know Dharmesh carries no malice whatsoever. As his name suggests, he will uphold his dharma no matter what. Mr. Rajkumar deviates from his film persona and is the one who is charming, witty, and tries to maintain positivity throughout the film. He won the Filmfare Award for the Best Supporting Actor at the 11th Filmfare Awards. The star of the show is Meena Kumari ji as Sita. The angst, the moral dilemma of Sita is brought to life by her very convincingly. Her interactions with the child Uma are so convincing that sometimes you feel Uma was her own kid. She looks stunning when she dresses up as a bride and sings Ruk Ja Raat. And for a moment, you feel that the sun will refuse to rise, hearing her pleas. She was nominated for the Best Actress Award, but that year the award was won by Nutanji for her superlative performance in Pandini. Finally, I would like to touch upon what connects me to this film personally. My grandfather was diagnosed with cancer in the 1960s and was admitted in a hospital. The suffering which my grandfather and grandmother endured during this time was pretty similar to what Ram and Sita go through in this film. A nurse at the hospital mentioned to my grandmother that her plight reminded her of the film Dil Ek Mandir. My grandfather couldn't survive, and a few years later my grandmother chanced upon the poster of Dil Ek Mandir on the streets. The words of the kind nurse came back to her, and she went for the matinee show of Dil Ek Mandir. She just couldn't hold back her tears throughout the film, and I find it hard to imagine what she must have gone through. A 29-year-old widowed woman with minimal education, loaded with the responsibility of raising 6 kids in the late 1960s. How difficult it must have been for her. But she was a survivor in the truest sense, and she fulfilled her responsibilities by going above and beyond of what was expected of her. There is a line in Ruk Ja Raat song, जीवन सीमा के आगे भी आऊंगी मैं संग तुम्हारे, and that is where my Nani is now. May her soul rest in peace. Until next time, folks. Thank you for listening.